Well, it looks like we got another new super headline here. Iran is going to send 4,000 troops to aid President Assad's forces in Syria. So, looks like there's going to be direct conflict somehow between Iran in the West and through Syria. So, it's a pretty interesting story because I think it's very important because it could be a major turning point where you're seeing things heat up a lot more. Goes like, for the first time, all American friends in the region are Sunni Muslims and all of its enemies are Shiites. So, it looks like the stage is set for what we've been thinking for the last several years. And, I do want to point something out. These are girls from Iran, belly dancers. Before Muhammad got a hold of that country, that was a cool country. Really, really. I mean, they had some cool traditions, man. And, they need to go back to that, skip the veils, maybe this is a good, modest attire to wear for women, and get into their old-time traditions prior to Muhammad. Because, when Muhammad came on the scene, now you got Sunnis and Shiites wasting each other left and right in the Middle East over this stupid divide that should have never been in the first place, because Muhammad is a bunch of BS too. The problem is with religious kooks, they are like the worst going of any religion. The worst of the worst. So, Iran used to be a really cool country, So, got to go back to the days before Muhammad, and then problems will get straightened out amongst all peoples. Just throw the religion out the window. You can have the cult of the cat, the belly dancer, right? So, anyway. But this article actually I found would be interesting because I want to ad lib on it a little bit too. It says they're going to send the first contingent of 4,000 Iranian Revolutionary Guards. They ought to send 4,000 belly dancers to Syria to support President Assad's forces against the largely Sunni rebellion, which is financed by the West. You know that deal, right? So now, it looks like Iran is fully committed to preserving Assad's regime. So you know what's going to happen there. But the thing is, and here it goes on to say, historians will ask America how its defeat in Iraq. There was no defeat in Iraq. It's BS. An humiliating withdrawal. I don't know who's editorializing this, but Iraq, basically, Saddam came down pretty fast, so I don't know what they're talking about in this article. But I do have to say that, about the religion part, because they have this profound schism that happened between the Sunnis and the Shiites. And it's like, it's stupid. They had to just ignore the whole damn religion, period, and go back to the belly dancing. But, it gives us a little light of what goes on in religious wars, because he says in the 7th century battle was swamped in blood between the present-day Iraqi cities of Najaf and Karbala continue across the region to this day. It's in other words, there was major battles for religion and just drenched in blood. And the 17th century Archbishop of Canterbury, George Abbot, compared the Muslim conflict between Sunnis and Shiites to that between Papists and Protestants. That was another wacky thing. See, this is religion. This is religion at its truism, really, because it's wacky. I don't know. They're all fighting for God. Really? Are we? Sunnis and Shiites are wasting each other. They ought to go back to the cult of the belly dance and maybe worship cats. I should start a new religion and forget about that other crap and just forget about it. I mean, it's just stupid. But, it goes on. I like this article because it mentions something else about how much bloodshed was between Sunnis and Shiites. It's a waste. It's a waste. Over what? Some prophet Muhammad because somebody interpreted something one way and versus the other way. It's stupid. But, they'll continue to do it forever. And here's the other one. He compared their battle between the conflict between Papists and, those loyal to the Pope and the Protestants. And I'm going to say this. A lot of people aren't aware of this, but I read Edward Gibbon's Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire about 5 times. And it's a very interesting story because if you want to know any kind of conspiracy or anything that goes on in the world anywhere, you'll know it through that because human nature has not changed at all. But the biggest thing, in the movies and in the history books, they'll say the decline and fall of the Roman Empire was due to this, it was due to that, it was due to this. You know what? Actually, what it was due to? Internal strife. But a lot of people think it's from, the leaders fighting each other and stuff. No. Actually, it was amongst the religious factions, the religious zealots were actually worse to deal with than the fiercest barbarians. But they would not fight for the empire. They wouldn't fight for the Rome. They wouldn't fight for Rome. And I find this, I'm ad-libbing here a little bit, but I would find this very true even in the United States, that a lot of the most religious will not fight for the United States, but tell them some crap that they disagree with on the Bible, and they'll be the most vicious assholes going. So, it's kind of like the Sunnis and the Shiites, the Papists and the Protestants and everything else in the world. Religious whack jobs ought to be freaking outlawed, period. So, bring it on New World Order, We're going to have the cult of the belly dance, and Cat is going to be our idol. How's that? But anyway, looks like Assad is going to be bringing in 4,000 troops to Syria. I say you should bring in 4,000 belly dancers, and that would make the West look bad. We're for peace. Bring in a bunch of belly dancers. Anyway, over and out.